Hi, this is Brendan from Watto Training, and in this tutorial we take a look at the car instructor skills assessment for trainee instructors. Who is this tutorial for? This tutorial is for trainee instructors enrolled in the TLI 41218, Certificate 4 in Transport and Logistics, Road Transport, Car Driving Instruction. It's a nationally recognised qualification, and this is for students with Watto Training RTO 40791. Other RTOs may do their assessment in different ways, but this is a tutorial to support the students that we have enrolled in our courses. The 6 skills assessments are as follows. Skills Assessment 1. What is the assessor looking for? In this assessment, the trainee instructor must demonstrate the skills and knowledge required to conduct individual and group instruction, demonstrate work skills and assess the success of training and one's own training performance using existing learning resources in a safe and comfortable learning environment. The training instructor must show evidence of the ability to complete tasks including carrying out a minimum of 3 training sessions involving demonstrating and instructing particular work skills for at least 2 different individuals or small groups, with each session addressing different learning objectives and a range of delivery techniques and effective communication skills appropriate to the audience. The 3 training sessions for Skills Assessment 1 are as follows. Lesson 1, Exterior Vehicle Checks. Lesson 2, Under the Bonnet Checks. And Lesson 3, Cabin Drilling Controls. Skills Assessment number 2. The training instructor will be assessed in this one on their driving performance, which includes exterior vehicle checks, under the bonnet checks, cabin drilling controls, on-road driving skills in a variety of traffic situations and a range of speed zones. And finally, the maneuvers. What is the assessor looking for? The training instructor must demonstrate the skills and knowledge required to maintain the safety of and to operate a vehicle. This includes monitoring traffic and associated equipment, managing vehicle condition and performance, and effectively managing hazardous situations. Driving must be carried out in accordance with relevant state and territory roads and traffic authority license requirements and regulations. Driving is performed with duty of care responsibility for self and others in achieving the prescribed outcomes. This is the pre-assessment briefing that the assessor will go through with the training instructor prior to the assessment. It's adapted from the Q-Safe, which is from TMR, but it can be utilized by assessors in all states and territories. It's because it's basically a safety briefing. The assessor will outline the following to the applicant before the on-road driving assessment. This on-road driving assessment has been designed to evaluate your ability to drive safely and correctly in different driving situations, which may include a variety of speed zones. I will be asking you to undertake a series of driving tasks throughout the assessment. You'll be given clear directions in ample time. If I don't give you any specific directions, please just follow the road and be directed by road signs, signals, and markings. Do you have any questions? Traffic situations may form part of the assessment include traffic lights, roundabouts, lane changes, level crossings, school zones, roadworks, pedestrian crossings, bicycle storage areas, bicycle lanes, staggered intersections, combination turns, stop signs, give way signs, form one lane, merge and diverge. That list goes on and on and on. It's a little bit specific to the situation geographically that people live in as well as to what they will cover. Basically, the thing to take away from it is there's a range of situations. Road rules. Current road rules and applicable state and territory law and regulations must be identified, interpreted, and applied by the training instructor. Skills Assessment 3. The training instructor is required to demonstrate and explain on-road driving skills in a variety of traffic situations and a range of speed zones, as well as the maneuvers from the driver's seat. The training instructor must demonstrate the skills and knowledge required for higher order safe driving. This includes higher order skills involving broad cognitive, technical, communication, and vehicle management. It also requires knowledge about hazard perception, risk control, and safe driving behavior, judgment, decision-making, and multitasking that builds on driver license requirements across a range of vehicles and driving situations. What is a hazard? A hazard is something that has the potential to cause harm, while risk is the likelihood of harm taking place based on exposure to that hazard. Here's a diagram showing that relationship. For commentary drive purposes, remember to use the scan, recognize, and respond technique. This is taken from the Transport Main Roads website, but again applicable to all states and territories. I'm not mandating that one needs to use this formula, but it's a very good foundation to work from. There are 3 steps involved. First of all, scan the road environment. Continue to scan the road environment and identify risks when driving at all times. Next, recognize. Recognize the difference between potential hazards and hazards that require you to respond. And finally, respond. Learning to recognize a hazard early allows you to make a well-informed decision on the safest way to respond. Skills Assessment 4. The training instructor is required to explain driving skills from the basics through to higher order skills in a variety of traffic situations and a range of speed zones, as well as the maneuvers. This assessment often involves the training instructor instructing from the passenger seat, drawing whiteboard diagrams and demonstrating their ability to use the dual controls and do steering wheel recovery. This involves the trainee/assessor role-playing a learner driver. The trainee instructor will teach the learner how to perform and give the learners verbal coaching and feedback if and where necessary. What is the assessor looking for in Skills Assessment 4? The trainee instructor must demonstrate their skills and knowledge required to teach learner drivers from diverse backgrounds how to prepare, explain, demonstrate, monitor, and maintain safe car driving skills. The trainee instructor must demonstrate their skills and knowledge required to prepare a learner driver for driving, explain driver training outcomes, demonstrate required skills, monitor and maintain safe driving skills, interpret and apply road rules, debrief a learner driver, identify hazardous situations, and implement contingency plans. Learner driver training involves the application of adult learning principles, instructional methods, training competence, and experience, higher order car driving experience, navigation skills, road law expertise, routine procedures and regulatory requirements across a range of operational situations and a variety of driving contexts. The training instructor is required to coach a training instructor in at least 3 of the following: vehicle checks, pre-drive checks, specific driving situations, vehicle operation skills, hazard recognition decision-making skills, maneuvers. This involves the trainer/assessor role-playing a learner driver. The training instructor will ask the learner to do certain tasks and then rate the learner's performance in the skills checklist and give them verbal coaching and feedback if and where necessary. The training instructor must demonstrate their skills and knowledge required to teach learner drivers from diverse backgrounds how to develop, monitor, and maintain safe car driving behaviors and skills. Skills Assessment 5. This assessment includes recognizing and dealing with behavioral barriers to learning. Common barriers to learning. Barrier number 1, social and cultural barriers. Example, family background. Example number 2, barrier, practical and personal boundaries. Example, disability, childcare, finance, cost, age, language, and lack of access to information. And the final one, common barriers to learning, emotional barriers. For example, lack of self-esteem or confidence due to low skills levels, negative personal experience of learning, social problems such as unemployment, abuse, or bullying. Sorry, there is a 4th one, workplace barriers. For example, discrimination, unsupportive managers, shift work, and isolation. The assessment includes developing vehicle operation and control skills and interpreting and applying regulatory requirements and road law expertise. The assessment includes assessing the trainee instructor's ability to develop higher order cognitive and technical skills such as hazard perception, correctly reading a driving environment and responding appropriately, exercising risk management strategies that contribute to safe car driving behaviors, and meeting community expectations. What is the assessor looking for? This assessment requires the application of adult learning principles. What are adult learning principles? Malcolm Knowles developed 6 assumptions for designing adult learning. They are as follows. Adults are internally motivated and self-directed. 2. Adults bring life experience and knowledge to learning experiences. Adults are goal-orientated. Adults are relevancy orientated, adults are practical, and adult learners like to be respected. This assessment requires the application of instructional methods, training competence, and experience, higher order car driving expertise, navigation skills, road law expertise, routine procedures and regulatory requirements across a range of operational situations and a variety of driving contexts. Skills Assessment 6. The training instructor is required to assess a trainee instructor. This involves the trainer assessor role-playing a learner driver. The training instructor will ask the learner to do certain tasks and then rate the learner's performance and give the learner verbal coaching and feedback if and where necessary. Across all skills assessments, workplace health and safety is paramount. Key workplace health and safety issues in the learning environment may be safely managed by the training instructor, including roles and responsibilities of key personnel, responsibilities of learners, relevant policies and procedures including hazard identification, risk management, reporting requirements, safe use of equipment, and emergency procedures. Risk controls for the specific learning environment. Thanks for watching. This has been Brendan from Watto Training.